Let's get this cracking, cuz.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the poke chair under it. Scroll down, look at the poke chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you're just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you're tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Shalom alaikum. Peace.
Young
Be unto you.
TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. We're getting a lot of people out here saying, "Oh, God gonna get you." Man, you don't know, man. Stuff you be saying, God gonna get you, man. Saying that stuff that you saying. And we feel you people, all you Christians and all you holy roller guys. We feel you guys. But it's 2024, and it's about time it be made clear for you, and you hear the truth on why God is called God, or why God became God. Right now, there's different perspectives on it. We're gonna give you our perspective on it. Rob, hey, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Keep in mind, Young Elder got 8 books. He authorized 8 books. If you want to get those 8 books, what you would do is send me a $50 donation to the Cash App at The Young Elder. Be sure to leave your emails in the descriptions, and we'll email you those books over in PDF form. You can get them printed out if you want. All right. So if you ain't got those books, be sure to get those books. Now, let's get into this, because the God concept dealing with Enlil, dealing with these extraterrestrials who come down with this high power technology. What makes God God is the knowledge. We're about to get into that. Now, you got to think about this. If a whole bunch of Lulus or 8 type people were on Earth, and then these beings come and they land in some kind of craft, and then they get out, and then they say, "All you suckers bow before me," right? And then you got some people, got niggas in the crowd that say, "Nigga, we ain't bowing," and then they zap his ass, zap, right, with a plasma weapon, right? 10,000 years ago, or even now, the plasma weapon is still like the futuristic technology. So imagine Enlil and them having plasma weapons, and they can blast. If a nigga say, "Oh, we don't want to get down with you, nigga," they blast him, right? All the other people see him turn into vapor, right? And then they say, "Oh shit," fear. Fear is what makes fear and respect, and fear, respect, meaning fear brings on respect, is what they say, right? So fear, if you listen to the Bible, it's always, if you don't do this, you're gonna get done like this. If you're gonna go to hell, it's always a fear to keep control. because God is whoever's in control. So who you think gonna be in control? If there was 5 people in the room and one of the dudes got a gun, who gonna be in control? That nigga with the gun. Now it could be some smart cats in the room that can probably manipulate that guy with the gun, but that guy with the gun, at that point becomes God in that room. You might not think, believe it. The guy, but the guy that got more knowledge than that guy with the gun can pretty much outsmart that guy at that gun, and then he becomes God. Because God is dealing with the knowledge. Go back and read the Bible in the beginning, because this serpent being told him, if you eat, God does know that in the day that you eat thereof, your eyes shall be open, and you'll know what He know. Keep in mind, somebody that want to be your God, they ain't gonna never tell you what they know. They gonna always give you handouts. They're not gonna give you the game, right? Because Enlil didn't want to give Adam and Eve the whole game. He only wanted to give them a certain amount. That's why he came and said, "Who told you this?" Now, this same thing happened during the time when my father was ruling, and my uncle Satuk. Satuk, he ruled with an iron fist, and he wanted to be ruling over people. He wanted people to bow down before him. So instead of giving or teaching them how to fish, he would just give them a fish and make them do stuff for it. He didn't want them to be, never want them to be his equal. He didn't never teach them what he knew, right? So a person that's coming, they're saying that they're God, and then they teach you what they know. That's a good God. But a God that wanna hustle you and make you bow before them, we never said that, right? That was really Enlil wasn't even on the bow before him type of thing. He was on it on. He was just a strict type of being, right? Enlil, we can get into that too. But it's some beings like this, like the reptilians. They want you to bow down before you, bow down before them. And if you don't bow, they zap 2 or 3 niggas. Then everybody else don't get down to lay down. Once you see one nigga get zapped and turn into some vapor, right? You gonna be like, oh hell, I don't want to get zapped. So instantly fear kick in of your life being taken, and boom, now you bow before some God. But if you go read Revelation chapter 22, verse 8, we never said that. We never said bow before us. We said, get up, I am your fellow servant. Revelation chapter 22, verse 8. Go read that. The angel Melchizedek said, get up, I am your fellow servant. So we ain't here to make you bow down. The Anarchies wasn't on that. We don't need no worship. The people who need the worship was the people who were trying to get to the 7 and 8 dimensions. They got trapped on the 6. These RI reptilians. They needed the worship from humans in order to use their energy in order to fuel themselves to the higher dimensions so they can get at where we was. Right. So that they the ones that created the warship. Listen to the word system. But going back, even going back to the concept of how God worked. Willie Lynch used that concept to control the Negroes supposedly during his slave time, because he used fear to create control by the things that he did. We don't want to get into it because a lot of the stuff was gruesome, but most of y'all familiar with the Willie Lynch letter and how the methods that they use of instilling fear to be in control of these people. And like we say, God is whoever's in control. Now we can get into it for you high level niggas say, oh y'all, God is the ultimate source of the universe. Yeah, that's right. God, the real truth about God is the ultimate source of the universe, not some man, not some creature. Like God it's the all, it's the everything that is universal energy. Right? We can get into that. Hey, shout out my big bro Mark, bro. Artune Ray. Shout out Melchizedek. Hakeem, hold on. Oh, okay, all right, let me let you in. Go ahead. Go ahead. Hey, so keep in mind, like I said, if an extraterrestrials land and they want you to bow before them, right, and they want you to worship them, they disagreeable. And then especially if they use force, like zapping niggas. capping the nigga. You know what I'm saying? For not bowing before them. You remember on a movie Riddick, right? They had the what you call. I go on the next lay back down so I can finish the show. I'll come in a minute. Hey, so you remember on Riddick when the Necromonkers came, they wanted that they had that dude with the four faces that can shift and shit, right? They made niggas bow before them. One dude didn't want to bow, so he took his soul right in front of everybody to instill, and everybody said, "Oh," right when he took his soul. So it was they instilled fear. So to me, the God concept come about through fear. You read the Bible, it's always if you don't do this, we gonna punish you behind. Now we could get into another perspective on that, saying that oh yeah, well these gods were your parents, and you were children, and you had to listen to your parents until you grew up to a certain amount of age, right? How do you feel about the? Oh yeah, but man, phase we already put it. We the ones that initiated it. Phase one. You hear it? We was the first to do it. To put him in the now Meek Mills came at him a long time ago, but you see that they was already in bed together, literally. We don't want to get into it. They was already literally in bed together, and them niggas really was, doing some industry beef. But I'm talking about phase one is the one that came after the Dragon first, as far as Drake go. Better go back and check Drake Exposed. Better go back and listen to the Dragon song that phase one put out. We was already on them. Now everybody is falling in line because now you're gonna see what side people on. If you get the 8 books, I got one of the books is called A Scroll of Eyes, and in that book I talk about a group of beings called the Gibberines, which the master teacher introduced us to this information. And what happens is it's a lot of hybrid kids on the planet that come from these beings, these 24 elders. One of them name was Gibrael, Hanuel, and in his book, I detail some of Hanuel's children, even to this day, like Gabriel Union. Some people like say, "Oh yeah, well Gabriel Union is a benevolent. That's why she agrees with a lot of stuff that you might say, oh man, that's weird, but she a benevolent." Kanye West, these are children of Hanuel. B.O.B. Kendrick Lamar, which explains why he's going after Drake. Kanye West explains why he did the Jesus Walk song and all these different songs stimulated towards for the righteous side, and how the type of movement that he started doing later. Before we believe they took him out and cloned it. We ain't gonna get into it too much. We don't want to mess up the algorithm. Hey, send it to my email address, quanhill805 at gmail.com. Right, we'll drop that in the links after the show in the chat. I mean the comment. Yeah, so it's a group of Gibberines. Some of y'all are angelical beings, and that's why you stand out. And some of y'all are fighting for the side of righteousness, even if you don't know. Hey, well, he's a descendant of Hanuel. I think Kanye West know because he be watching my stuff. I know he watched my stuff. I talked to one of his people, and then I remember when I had did that cloning tape, and then he did his tape like 2 hours later talking about the same exact shit, and he mentioned some of the things that I mentioned in the tape, and I was like, oh yeah, so he be watching our stuff. They all watch us, trust and believe. Like I said in that song, Influence. The celebrities they watching us, but they ain't really saying it. They out here watching, and so they know. But like I say, this type is entitled "What Makes God God." What makes God God? The knowledge. These devices that we talking on now called the cell phone was already used by the military maybe 25 years before they even gave it to the public. They call them two-way long range walkie talkies. You ever wonder why the military stay ahead of the public? Because they stay 40 years ahead of the public, so they can rule over you, be your God. What you think government means? To govern the mental, right? And so if you want to govern somebody, you got to have control over them. And you in control, that makes you God. Because if somebody that you need, somebody that you need, somebody that got something that you need, and you need whatever they got to survive, they become your God. And that's what Satuk knew, and that's what he used that method to try to control his humans. And then so he used to give them fish, right, every day. And he only gave them enough just to last a day, so they had to come back the next day to get some shit from him, right? And so eventually, they started to rebel a little bit from what he was doing. And so Tug said, "All right, I'm gonna cut these niggas out." He cut them off for a couple of days, and so they was about to starve to death and shit. And so they came to my father and said, "Your brother, he's gone, and we can't get any fish. What should we do?" And Osiris said, "What fish? That's easy. All you gotta do is get this pole, get this bamboo, put you some string on it, put you a hook, bait it just like this, put it into the river, wriggle it a little bit, then the fish jump on. It's that simple." He went down there and showed them. He even showed them how to use a net. They started doing it, right? They saw how easy it was. They was excited. So that's why they don't like niggas that give out shit for free. The Illuminati, they want you to charge niggas for it. They don't believe in giving out shit for free. That's what they kill niggas that give a shot shit for free. But if you charge niggas, they work with niggas like that. That's how they work, man. That's a Satuk game. So so by the time Satuk come back and figured out, he came back. He said, "What y'all doing?" He said, "Oh yeah, we fishing." He said, "Who taught you this?" You remember that in the beginning in the Bible? "What y'all doing? Y'all fishing. Who told y'all how to fish? Who told you this?" "Oh, that serpent or Osiris. He told us how to do it. Your brother, the good God, Osiris, told us how to fish. And pretty much we don't need you no more. We don't need you no more. We used to come to you to get fish every day. We don't need you no more." Now God mad and kick them niggas out. See, this how this work. God get mad because you don't need him no more. Niggas gonna be calling me all kind of, "Oh, he working 200, he working with the devil," or nah, nigga, we the truth. We the woo sabat that y'all gotta make a way to if you niggas still talking religion. I'm telling you. God is whoever's in control. If you got somebody got something that you need and you gotta have it, they become your God. And then that's why in the certain worlds, certain people do whatever. They do whatever certain people say just to get what they got from them. See what I'm saying? One around way better. Yeah, so like I say, we never wanted to be nobody's God. That's why we said Revelation chapter 22, verse 8, which is the Injil, which is a separate book, which is why we told niggas don't mess with this book, because if you mess with this book, your name gonna be taken out. We're gonna blot you out. They don't go for the whole book, they go for the Injil, which got added to the book by Freemasons. We can get into that. But we told you also in that same book, Revelation chapter 22, verse 8, "Get up, I am your fellow servant." We don't need you serving us. We came to give you the game. Murdoch came giving you the game. And right after this tape, and we're going to take a brief break, and we're going to come right back with a tape probably called Murdoch's Wedding. We're going to get into that. Because we got a lot of questions on Murdoch's wedding and what happened and what went down at Murdoch's wedding. We're going to get into that. So if you want to be a god, anybody that you gotta when you gotta go and you need that job, when you gotta go, and if they fire you off that job, you out of business, then that job is your god, and you if you depend on it, whatever you depend on becomes your god. So if you depend on drugs or money or whatever it is, so your girl, or you depend on somebody to keep you going, or if they don't, if whatever you depend on ain't there, you're gonna be taken down or fall off. Then that becomes your god. Some people god is money. They'll tell you they god is money. Only problem about that is though, if the electricity go off, you can't get in the bank closed. Your god out of business. You can't even get your God. Your guard, you got to get your guard out the ATM. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your guard out the bank. So if the electricity go off, then your guard out of business. On Sunday, on Sunday, you can't go get no your guard out the bank. You got to go to the ATM. They ain't have no ATMs. You had to wait till Monday to go get your guard out. Some people God is women, and or they say, oh, the black woman is my God. The black woman is God. You know what I'm saying? Right? And that's cool. We ain't got no problem with it, right? Because my mama was God, and my mama was a black woman. Now we can get into that. You more say, "Oh shit," he just said the word black. Black is an adjective, not a nationality. Yeah, so we got that part down too for you niggas, for you good old moral science Negroes. We got that part down too. So black is not a nationality, but then we got to get into what nationality is and what's the difference between nationalizing and sovereignty. But we get into is God a sovereign? Right? Don't let them hustle you, man. Don't become a person that need. Always be looking when you fucking with a God. Always look to learn what that God know, so you can be on the same level. Don't never sit there and just be like just stuck. Always grow. You know what I'm saying? You got to go. Like say I'm saying, you got somebody that's he giving you. Well, I'm inquiring how to fish. I don't want you to give me no fish. Teach a man how to fish. You feed him for a lifetime. Give him a fish. He gonna have to come back every day to get back at you. And like I say, Satuk know that Osiris, he did the opposite, and so that's why they wanted to put him out of business. Satuk then wanted to put him out of business because he was teaching the humans what the gods. That's what this game is about, man. What the gods know? It says there is no God. Right now, what were you getting at with it? Because you must coming in late. Because I'm telling you, God is whoever's in control. That's my definition. What's your definition of God? If there is no God, what's your definition of God? Now I got several definitions of God because I got a whole bunch of perspectives. But my definition of God right now, in this setting, is God is whoever's in control. That's what makes God God. And what makes him in control? The knowledge that he knows. When they say, well, how God know where everybody's at all times? Why? Because he had satellites. And Enlil had a tablet kind of like this, similar to this phone, a little bit bigger, more advanced, and they had satellites around the Earth where they can zoom. He can zoom in to an ant on the ground. Sometimes he can zoom. They can even scan infrared 300 miles into the Earth's crust with these satellites, and so he can look down and find out whatever, listen to sound frequency. They can do this now. The NSA can do this now. National Security. They can zoom down. Now they used to kind of pick up your face from the front, but now they got a thing called reflected 3D image where they can shoot off a reflection and then 3D image your face, and now they can see the front part. Now I used to kind of see nothing but down, and then they can record it. Go back to that movie with Will Smith. What's the name of that movie with Will Smith on it? And they was on that boat in the middle of the ocean, and they had a satellite. They can look up and see a red dot on it, and they knew that satellite was recorded. Well, the Anunnakis been had this technology hundreds of thousands of years ago, and they was using it. So people was wondering how the hell Enlil know what was going on because he had a tablet where he could fucking zoom in. You kind of can do some of that stuff on your phone right now. You can kind of like use the Google map and like go around and zoom around people's house right now. Where Enlil and them had this technology, and they can alter they had alter weather devices. They was chemtrailing the Anunnakis. So they had the Heart Project. The Heart Project was designed by Enki. And a long time ago in ancient Kemet, they got pictures of it on the wall in ancient Kemet. I can show it to you of the Heart Project. And so the Anunnakis were altering weather. So they say God can alter, make it rain. God can make it flood. Why can God make it flood? Because God got technology. God can cause the microwaves in the atmosphere to heat up, which they got this technology. Your government got this technology right now. The U.S. Air Force in Canada or Alaska, I think it is. Alaska, where they can change the weather. They can do. They can use cloud seeding. They use cloud seeding. They got this from the Anunnakis. Crop dusting. The Anunnakis were crop dusting. Baal, Enlil's son, was using because if you go read the Bible, they give you the storyline too, where they were starving people out and all that. Well, the starving out was Enlil sending his son Baal, who was like a fertility god. He was really overgrowing the food and shit. He had a helicopter that can fly over the crops and put dust, certain types of bacteria and things on it to cause the crops to not grow. The famine, cause a famine. So the famines that happen in your Bible wasn't no magical shit, like where they say abracadabra and then a whole field of oranges and apples just go bad. No, these niggas use technology. Enlil and them, the gods, they had the same shit you got now, right? Some of this shit ain't far fetched now when I say about crop dusting, because you know what it is now. But back then, 10,000 years ago, 40,000 years ago, the humans didn't even know what that was. They didn't even know what a helicopter was or airplane, none of that. They call it a whirlwind or a whale. They call it the submarines that Inky them had. God had submarines. They call the submarines that Inky them had whales. And they said a whale picked the nigga up, took him under the water for 3 days, and he came back and spit him back out. But it's really a submarine. So technology is what made God God. These people, all the stuff that you had doing right now, and all of the technology and different crafts you got, God had those crafts thousands of years ago. But the humans didn't couldn't make it out then, so they just said, but they started calling like helicopters and things. They just said whirlwind. Why? Because when the blades spin and come down, they kick up dust like a whirlwind, and then somebody get on it and get took up in the whirlwind. So they put that in the Bible, and you they get some shit, and they ain't really nothing but some ancient technology that's been around. Helicopters have been around millions of years. Inky used to use it to smuggle gold back to Central America. He used the submarines and the yachts and the aircraft carriers and the cargo planes to smuggle gold. So when you read your Bible now, think about technology. Think about when it says in Zechariah about the flying scrolls. The flying scrolls that he's talking about are the cylinder shaped crafts. The flying scrolls that he talk about. The ones that Ezekiel was talking about was like the mother plane. The ones that guard the crystal city. They can move any directions without turning. They can take off. He talking about a flying saucer right there in Ezekiel, which Elijah Muhammad put a book out about it called the mother plane. Right. So this take what made God the knowledge to build certain technology that's out of this world. They say, oh, this technology is out of this world. The wheel is out of this world. I had a dream about the wheel last night. The wheel is out of this world. The technology designed back in the 1940s or 1930s something. The type of technology on this wheel, all of the equipment or the type of material that was used was found on Earth. So a lot of the material used to build a lot of these UFOs is found on Earth. But man don't have the same knowledge as what they calling God. God has the knowledge to build a UFO, right? God has the knowledge to build a plasma weapon, a plasma staff that shoot plasma, or they shoot some kind of bolt of electricity. And then when niggas get like I say, if a whole bunch of these niggas get off a craft, and then they tell you humans line up, and then they say, oh, y'all bow down. And then nobody want to bow down. They zap 2-3 niggas. Everybody else gonna get down or lay down. You know what I'm saying? I get zapped. Get down or get zapped. That's pretty much what to me. That's what that's what the Bible is about. It's a part of it, part of the perspective. It's about you gonna do this or you gonna go down and burn in hell, and ain't no other way around it. Yeah, that's what it is about if you read it closely. But then you go into finding out that okay, what's Enlil game? Enlil game was to just be. His whole game was to look better than his brother Inky to the head council who on the gold operation. That when I come down here and get over the operation, I'm gonna be able to make these. I'm gonna crack the whip on these cats, and they gonna really dig this gold. They gonna really dig for gold. Go back and read your Bible in the beginning. They said the gold was good in Genesis chapter 2. These guys, And the area they said the gold was good at was Sabine land. Yeah, it was Sabine land. And we Sabines made deals with the Anunnakis, right, in exchange for gold. And they gave us submarines and helicopters and all that. And that's why you see it in the wall on the walls in ancient Kemet. And these people are the descendants of Enki as well. These some of these people over in ancient Kemet and Murdoch. We're gonna get into that on the next tape called Murdoch's Wedding. Right? We got Murdoch's wedding coming up because that's an interesting topic that people have been asking about. What happened at Murdoch's wedding when he turned water into wine? I'll say, oh no, that was Jesus. Speaking of turning water into wine, the Bible is made out to be some abracadabra type stuff or miracles, and it's just some magical shit. But it ain't nothing really magical about it. All of it is just alchemy and technology. That's what God got. So when Jesus turned water into wine, he didn't do no abracadabra. You know what he did? He did moonshine. Go look up a show called Moonshining and see how they use alchemy, which is chemistry, to change fermented fruits and vegetables and water into wine or to liquor. That's all it is moonshining. And when Jesus went to ancient Kemet, when he was 12 years old, he learned how to do moonshining or brew beer, a distillery, different words for it. They call it moonshine because they had to do it over here in America during the Prohibition age, during the using the light of the moon at night in the middle of the woods. So it became known as moonshine. But it's really alchemy and chemistry and brewing beer, which when Jesus came back and did it in front of these people who were still behind, they hadn't went to the schools of the higher learning. They said it was a miracle, but it really was alchemy. It really was just him not knowing that my dad used to do it. They do it in jail all the time. Anybody that's listening that been into the pen, they know that you turn water into wine in the pen. Come on, man. Come on, man. How long they gonna hold us on this abracadabra shit? I'm telling you, like, oh yeah, he just snapped his fingers and it turned into wine. Nah, nigga, that's for the dumb niggas. That's for the hierarchy know that that's bullshit. That he just Jesus snapped his fingers and turned into wine. They hierarchy know that's bullshit because they don't want you to know, hey, we know how to do that. We know how to do that miracle that Jesus. That's why Jesus said, what I'm doing, you'll do greater. Why would he say that if he was saying some abracadabra shit? Nah, man, he was saying that because I'm gonna show you how to do it, nigga. Once you do it 2, 3, 4 times, nigga, you gonna be a man. Your shit gonna taste better than mine. You gonna make this say the best for last, the best drink for last. That's all I'm saying. Or we in a we in the assimilations. Go study the photon belt. Then go study old school camera reels and how they roll the film through a light, and that light is your sun. Now, so put that in your thing. Now we're gonna get into this too. Before I get out of here, got about 7 minutes. Hey, drop them questions in the chat. But okay, so we have in the galaxy we have 3 different types of beings. You have Neutrozoid, you have cherubims and seraphims. Now, the Neutrozoids, if you study an atom and you break the atom down, you'll see that the atom has a nucleus. This nucleus is the Garden of Eden in an atom. Now, the people that hang in that atom, they're called protons. These are your seraphim angels that hang around the throne. The throne is the nucleus, the mitochondria. A lot of this shit might go over your head, but you might have to rewind it a couple times to listen to it. Then on the outside that guards this throne, this nucleus, these protons, these seraphims, is what you call electrons, the negatives, the cherubims. And remember, we told you that we put 2 cherubims on the gate to guard the gate. So if you look at an atom, you'll see on the outside that these 2 electrons are rotating around the outside, guarding the nucleus and the protons. We're gonna leave it at that because it's the new shit that's about to come out in the Ascension Manual Part 2. Like I said, I got 8 books out right now. The Ascension Manual Part 1, that's one of the hottest books in the game right now. The Galactic Family of Life, the Orion Group book, the Dream Scroll, the Language of the Bird book, right? The Hustles Manual, The Scroll of Eyes, the Book of Extraterrestrial Part 1. Y'all gonna like that one too. For $50 donation to the Cash App. If you want to get those books, right? Right now. As soon as I get off, I'll send those to you. But study electrons in reference to cherubims, study protons in reference to seraphims, and study the nucleus in reference to the center seat or the throne. And then you'll get into some more. We're gonna get into some more of that later. We're gonna go into the woman's oval egg being the Stargate. Some of this stuff we already touched on. But we're going to we almost done with the religious tapes. We put out the last of the Islam tapes. We got a couple more Jesus tapes to put out, and then we should have been caught all the stragglers by now. All the stragglers should be caught up, and we can go into this higher level science. And you got to send the Cash App $50 donation to the Cash App, the Young Elder. It's in the pen right now, and we're gonna have it in the comments after. You leave your emails in your email in that link, and I'll send the books over PDF form. You can get them printed out yourself, which is why we only charging 50. Now, once I move to my new location, it's gonna be we're gonna be dropping some more books, after it. Hey, what up, T? We're gonna hit you up later. Hey, so drop their questions, man. You got any questions before I get out of here? So if the Anunnakis made us to my go, are they really it's like this. The Anunnakis, uh, yeah, that's partially true. They didn't really make the humans. They upgraded a being that was already here. Well, you can say they made them. This one on what's expected, but they upgraded a species that was already here called Homo erectus to Homo sapiens by adding their DNA and some other uh, mixtures into that DNA to create the humans. And they didn't create they didn't create the Twa. The Twa is an evolution, right? But the Sands man, they created them to till the ground. Now, when we say till the ground, you might think they had chisel and hammer or something. No, they was working heavy equipment. These beings were working heavy equipment because Inky was designing big ass cranes, them big ass. You ever seen them big ass dump trucks that's so big, they're like a building driver? Those big with the big ass tires on it. Inky designed them dump trucks, like the Tonka trucks, like my boys got. Inky designed them to haul gold. He even had water devices too, like big ass water cranes to dig gold in the water. But they scrapped that because they said it wasn't working fast enough. Yeah, they scrapped that because they said it wasn't working fast enough. But overall, for you people that coming in, y'all might have to rewind it back because we saying the name of this tape is what makes God God. And like I say, when you say the word God, you might have to ask people what's their definition because a lot of people got different definitions of what God is. But my definition of God is whoever's in control. If it's 10 niggas in the room, one nigga got a gun, that nigga's really in control if he know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because he got something that can instill fear. And to me, so God is only can be idolized in some forms of nothing but a fear, some being to fear in some perspectives. Like I say, all this shit is perspective. And I'm about to get ready to put that tape out too for the people that's coming in making fun talking about what is the zoo type. These people are behind in time. And they damn sure didn't study ancient Kemet if they ask me what the hell I'm talking about when I say what is your zoo type. Are you from the gorilla clan? Are you from the bear clan? Right? Are you from the feline clan? What clan are you from on the land? Then it becomes a question. You got to gain perspectives. I'm not disagreeing. We're not disagreeing with nobody. Say when they say, "Oh yeah, this is what God is." Like I say, we heard a lot of different perspectives. One perspective of God is, well, the highest perspective that we heard was that God is the ultimate source of the universe. He's the all, the everything, or not even a he. It's a he and a she. It's the all, whatever encompassed in this whole universal reality. That's like the highest we heard. But like I say, my definition at this point, based on what's going on in the Bible and what's going on pretty much with the religious ideology, is that God is whoever's in control. And most time he used fear to keep that control. and respect. Because he said, fear God, right? Fear God. And if God, you don't want to fear God, they punish you. And like I say, that's no different than some extraterrestrials coming down, landed in their craft, and they say, all you Negroes bow before us. And then you always got one Negro, they gonna stand up and say, hell no, we don't want to bow, or he got some kind of disagreement, and they zap his ass, right? With a fucking plasma weapon, turn him into a pile of dust or a pile of dog shit, right? And then everybody else looking around seeing that, and they like, oh shit, I don't want to be done like that. So let me bow. That's the type of shit that's going on with the God concept on Earth. It ain't the concept of the ultimate source of the universe. Most people concept of God is God, a nigga that's in control. He knows all. He knows everything you're doing. He's watching everything. And they really talking about Enlil using the tablets of destiny. He be able to watch niggas on that tablet and zoom in on the ant on the ground. And then if Enlil zoom in on you and listen to you talking bad about him, he got a laser weapon. He'll just hit the button, toot, 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 and then put a target on your ass, bing, and zap a nigga right from outer space. Zap a nigga, blow him right out of space. And then everybody else around saying, "Damn, he just because he put his finger like that to God, God zapped him, struck him with a bolt of lightning or something." And it's all it is technology. That's all it is, man. Inky them had cell phones. They would call. I remember them used to call each other on the phone. I'm talking about back millions of years ago, man. These niggas calling on cell phones. All the stuff you doing ain't nothing new. They been doing it. The Anunnakis been doing it. The Natharu's been doing it. They try to set us back. You know what I'm saying? But we got to get out of here, man. We might come back for another one, bro. Y'all stay tuned. Who is this? It says, yeah, auction. Hey, yeah. Look, hey, Commando. Shout out Commando. Because I put a tape out about that. Because really, God is nine ether gases. God is nine ether gases. That's another part of the all, though. Because if you got to breathe, if you couldn't breathe, yeah, you got to breathe. You got to breathe. Everybody got to breathe. Even a new them got to breathe. That's why they inside of a craft. Because if they had to breathe, they wouldn't be inside of a craft. So breathe the breath or gas, oxygen is God. Because oxygen is in control. If somebody cuts your oxygen off, that's a wrap, nigga. So you need oxygen. So oxygen becomes your God. Shout out Commando, man, for that drop, man. Shout out Commando, because I put a tape out about that. So what? Being able to manifest what? You can manifest a lot of stuff because you're able to manifest because this is a hologramic reality and it's writing itself as it goes based on a book called the Book of Life. It's based on that's ruled and set up by three beings. Right, we can get into that too, but it's governed by a trilateral constitution, meaning three things happening at one time. So you can change what based on now. It's based on the past, now, and now. Is a that is a multiplication question that creates the future. So whatever you do now, and whatever already happened in the past, you can dictate what the future holds. You control your own destiny. That's what they don't want to tell you in this 3D reality. They want to tell you that it's already written, but it's not. It's just a calculation of what might happen if based on what you're doing now, based on what you did in the past. But if you change that and become more aware of what's happening, more aware on your future, you can begin to manifest anything in your future. You can manifest evil, you can manifest bad, good, all that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you feel. Hey, we already Enlil already getting handled right now, Commando. Enlil already got handled. We already had court. We already had court. We had court, and Enlil got banned. Enlil and his gang got banned. So they got to 2036 to get out of here and clean up and get their shit on. Inky is the rightful heir to this planet. Enlil was the rightful heir to Nubaru. And then And when Enlil really got pissed off is when Nu overlooked him and gave it to Murdoch, Inky's son, right? And that's another reason why Enlil was beefing with Murdoch. And then at one point, Murdoch said, "You know what? I don't all this crazy mess going on. I don't even need none of this. I'll just go off and do my own thing." And so he gave up the throne, Nubaru, and he gave it to Enlil. But Enlil, he had like he didn't want it then. Once like that type of nigga, you ever met a nigga like that? Like when you got something, he want it. But then you say, you know what, you can have it. I don't even want it no more. Well, now he don't want it no more. That type of nigga Enlil is. He don't want it no more now that you don't want it no more. But then you go do your own thing. He want a part of that. He just want to he just want to mess with you everywhere you go and want a part of you. Want to get a cut of what you doing. He don't want to go do his own thing. That's Enlil. I'm telling you, man. Like damn, Murdoch. Like damn, nigga. Like what, man? Like damn. I had the throne on Nubaru. My grandfather gave it to me. Your dad. Now, now I give it up because you complaining about it and making all trying to make me look bad. I give it up and say, hey, you can have it. Now you don't even want it no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like Hakeem and Haru playing. Hakeem or Haru playing with a toy, and then Hakeem crying to get the toy. Then when he gets the toy, he look at it and sit it down. He don't want it. He just wanted it because he had it. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. That type of God in Lily. I'm telling you, man. And this is my grandfather I'm talking about. I'm telling you. So God is whoever's in control. And like Commando pointed out, oxygen is damn sure in control as we sit in this this car because we need that to continue. Once they cut that off, that's a wrap. Brain dead in 3 minutes. Your heart, everything go out if you don't got no air. So air is God. Air is God. Now I need the air. But like I said, we put a tape out like that about that probably like a month ago. So shout out Commando for reminding us about that. Yeah, shout out King Yahweh, man. Long live King Yahweh, man. Yeah, man, we about to get up out of here. We're gonna be back though, because we rolling them back to back. The next one we should be coming back with Murdoch's wedding, and we'll give you an update on the Galactical Council meeting. And we're gonna keep you guys busy, man. We got stuff coming out every day. So stay tuned. Like I said, you're gonna get those 8 books, man, by the young elder. The Ascension Manual is one of them. The Language of the Bird book is a book you really need to be reading now and watching these birds and seeing what's going on in the land. Because the birds, we can follow the birds. The birds know the way to the center of the earth. Especially the hummingbirds. Keep in mind what the significance of the hummingbirds. The hummingbirds know how to get to the center of the earth. So at some point, some people are gonna have to go to the mountains. At some point, some people are gonna get picked up. And at some point, some people are gonna have to go to the center of the earth to survive this new game they got, or this new uh, 2012 simulation they got going on that they finna run. So everybody get up out of here, man. We love you all. Wadu.